So we've been doing this for many, many years. I'll say this much. I was talking to a friend downstairs, and I told him talking to Finbar has been, I basically feel like I'm talking to a brother.
Good.
And every year we get a chance to catch up with what's going on. It's literally about a year since we last talked.
Different location.
Different location. I will say, first and foremost, thank you very much. First time in India.
Great.
Many firsts for me on this trip, and many to come, because we're actually talking somewhere in the middle of it. So there's still many more things that you'll probably see on the channel that we're going to cover, and it has been amazing. And it is always a pleasure to get to sit down and talk to you.
Great.
So
good to have you here.
It is also another first that we haven't had before, where we're sitting down talking, and the star of the show is already an actual product that is actually a product.
Yep.
It's not a demo unit, it's not a pre-production, this is a production unit. Actually, we're shooting on two other Dimensity devices. The main one that we're talking on right now is a 9300, but the side view that we have also of Finbar is shooting with a 9400. So this is also a big first for me, because it just makes it so that we're not talking theory, we're not talking future, this is the now.
Yep.
And we're in India.
Yep.
So I kind of want to lead in with the big, obviously you chose India as a site. And I would love to know, maybe you can share with us a little bit, what does India mean to MediaTek? And I guess why, that kind of leading us, so why are we here?
Well, I mean, India is hugely important to us in MediaTek, right? I mean, we've been here for many years, of course. I've been coming for years myself when I was in different roles in the company. But I think right now it's just the explosive market opportunity we see here, right? Obviously, India is going through the 4G to 5G transition.
Absolutely, yes.
Maybe faster than anybody. I mean, the amount, the scale, the pace that it's moving at is phenomenal. So we're seeing obviously large opportunity with 4G to 5G transition in the smartphone era. Over the last couple of years, we've also been able to grow our market share here in India. So, you know, we now have about 54% of
Congratulations!
the phones.
Yeah, it's a big move. I mean, especially with how competitive the phone market in India is. I think somebody today during one of our panels quoted over 200 new devices a year that are launched. I mean, this is in one market. We're not talking like, you know, globally. We're talking specifically to India. So this is great.
Large number of OEMs, large number of models, large number of price points. So that's been a journey, but we're very, very happy with that. I mean, actually, if you even look in the sort of sub $350, our market share is even higher, more like 64%, right?
Of course.
So there's room to grow into the higher tiers, and I think that's where some of the models like we're talking about from OPPO and others that are powered by the Dimensity 9400 can bring new opportunity.
It's crazy that, we already thought, I only showed you guys the OPPO, obviously. Vivo already launched the X200 Pro. That is actually a physical phone that you're able to pick up. Hopefully in the near future it'll be global. Right now, mostly in the Asian market. But the biggest thing that I'm really excited about it is that you guys covered more than just Dimensity on devices. So
I was going to say beyond just phones, then, right? Automotive is a huge opportunity, of course. There's a well-established automotive industry here.
There was like
India.
a couple of demos downstairs.
Tata has an electric car that's like really affordable, powered by Dimensity Auto. But also Skoda and other models are available. So there's already cars available, and I think that's going to be a huge market opportunity for us going forward. And then also in our IoT market, which is sort of, for us, you know, it's a broad range of applications that can sort of, you know, the word we learned this week was jagar, right?
I know. It was over and over, but you feel it.
Like innovation, right? So again, having a standard platform that can be turned into all kinds of cool connected devices, leveraging our multimedia, our processing, our AI capability. So we saw example here from like GeoThings with their solution for two-wheelers, right? So again, you know, basically the display on a two-wheelers that plugs into the, you know, phenomenal 5G network that Geo has here, and then does all of the services and stuff that are needed. So I think between mobile, you know, automotive, IoT, there's a huge market opportunity for everything we do here.
Yeah, definitely.
The second thing that's really important, and we forget about sometimes maybe, is India is also a huge source of talent internally for us at MediaTek.
Yes.
We have 3 very large sites here, one here in Delhi, one in Bangalore, one in Mumbai. We have like over 1,000 engineers working here. They're contributing to make all of these products that we're talking about, whether it's the silicon or the software or connectivity or our processors, available to everybody. And that's something that's also going to grow and is very important for us.
And I appreciated specifically the women in involvement in the actual presence in the company. Almost 20% is actually like quite an accomplishment if you think about it. Not only championing innovation, but also inclusivity among both men and women, and just the ability of getting the best of both worlds and just moving forward together.
Yeah, still more work to do, but yes.
True, but I mean, it was surprising how much was already being considered. Like some things that we don't even have in the US yet, like the considerations of certain things. That to me, that panel was amazing. And we had multiple different ones, from just locals, even the tech this morning were talking about that. And I got a chance to check out the car. The top of the car looks beautiful.
Isn't it nice?
I
had a drive in it earlier this week.
Oh, dude, okay. So maybe we can, but as the experience.
But for the affordable price point, it looks
amazing. Nice. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Compact, it looks very nice, sleek.
All the services.
And it just everything that you would need, and the basically the HUD, just the entire system looks absolutely crystal nice. Yeah, I just need to get used to being on the right side of the car.
I grew up in Ireland. That is the correct side of the road.
Okay. We're not going to get into that argument. So just in case you guys haven't seen, there's a two-parter, right? So there's myself here. We did this last year. Juan has the other part. Make sure to check his side as well. We went through some questions. But I actually wanted to come to something that you talked with Juan about, which was obviously 9300 plus.
Yep.
Now, 9300 came out about a year ago. We talked about that. But 9300 plus is a recent chip that we've seen some major success on your side. And I say that mostly because my favorite tablet on Android, I've tried many, is the Samsung's S series, because it embodies all the best features that we have. We also have DeX on it, now powered by MediaTek on not just one SKU, but multiple and globally. What does that mean to MediaTek as far as opening doors and hopefully more opportunities in the future?
No, it's very significant. I mean, we've obviously had a long relationship with Samsung for many years, right? Many of the Samsung phones are powered by MediaTek silicon.
Yes.
More in the mainstream tiers, I would say, but volume SKUs. We've also worked with them on things like Wi-Fi for their TVs and lots of other solutions. So there's a long relationship there. But I think moving into that flagship premium tier with the tablet was huge. I also am using one of the tablets. It's fantastic.
No, exactly. I picked one up myself, and I upgraded from last year's 9 Ultra.
I mean, when you look at computing performance, when you look at gaming graphics performance, when you look at our AI performance that we were able to deliver on the 9300, and then extend obviously with the 9300 plus, it's the perfect device for that, right? I think the all big core architecture that we introduced with the 9300, we made it work on a phone. It's even more applicable and even more usable in a larger form factor like a tablet, right? So, and then I think it's also a validation of our global connectivity solutions, because there's millimeter wave, sub-6, Wi-Fi variants. So like all that's proven, shipped and validated globally now with a major brand like Samsung. It's huge.
It's finally people being able to actually see what we've been championing for many years. Ever since the 9000, when we first talked about this back in San Diego, we were talking about the move forward, a different approach to mobile. We had the Helio line, and we obviously moved to Dimensity, and now we have the series, the 6, the 7, the 8, the 9000. I love the categories as well, and that little device that you guys put in our gift bag, it was really nice. The ability of having an external display is absolutely key. If you've never had that before, it's a local device, but it has basically like a smartwatch on the back of the phone, and it gives you the ability of using it, and it's powered by I think the Dimensity 7300.
7300X.
Absolutely. The other thing I wanted to kind of touch base again a little bit more in Juan's conversation. So Windows on ARM, and obviously, and it's a little bit of a shift, but the approach to the next generation of, because you guys have been killing it with Chrome OS-based devices through the pandemic, after the pandemic, you guys are pretty much a standard, the Companion, it is the bread and butter. Are there plans, are there conversations going around about Windows on ARM? Is that something that maybe MediaTek is planning for, looking for in the future?
So, as I said, I think our focus is on computing and really building out and driving our computing capability, right? You're certainly going to see more on the Companion line. That's very important for us, our Chromebook story. And as you said, like the Chromebook market went through kind of a surge in the pandemic.
Of course.
It had a little bit of a hangover after the pandemic, but that's going to continue growing.
There's the recovery, normalization, of course.
And I think there's opportunity to expand that footprint as well into beyond the education segment, which has sort of been the dominant part of the Chromebook market, and will probably continue to be the dominant, dominant capability. But I think that has some legs. We're certainly building out a very capable ARM computing capability with our relationship with ARM. Certainly on the device side, probably driven predominantly at this stage by our automotive activities, our Dimensity auto platforms. Because if you imagine like the future high-end electric vehicles, right, the computing resources that are going to be required there go well beyond what we're delivering on mobile, right? So you're going to see like a next level of computing capability there. As to the specific market windows on ARM, there's clearly an opportunity there. But let's see where that goes.
Hopefully something will come from that. Like I said, to me, it's more about obviously. So another thing that a lot of people may not be aware of, and we said this in the past, but your presence in the IoT field, in Internet of Things or just connected devices, is massive.
Yep.
Massive. Even in the U.S. market, you don't know that it's there. But your TVs, your connected devices, your Echo, like there's a massive collaboration between MediaTek and Amazon as far as their connected devices. We saw some of the units before that as well.
Yep.
So it's always nice to see that type of approach. And again, hopeful to be able to talk more Windows on ARM maybe next year, or maybe we'll see. We'll see the next conversation for sure. The next thing I wanted to talk a little bit more about. So 9300 is about a year ago.
Yep.
It was a big change for MediaTek. The approach with more powerful cores, approaching the processing experience in more powerful, strong, get in, get out, get it done, and then not have to worry about waiting for things to go. Has there been any lessons learned, maybe? Obviously, 9300 did slight difference. 9400 still has about a year to go, and we'll start seeing, obviously, the adoption of that. But can you share maybe some lessons learned from MediaTek's perspective as what did we learn from 9300 and what can we move forward with 94 and maybe potentially 9500 in the future?
I mean, I think when we were initially proposing and launching the 9300, there was a certain amount of maybe healthy skepticism of like, do you know what you guys are doing, right?
Obviously, you're disrupting the market.
And, people were obviously sort of like, oh, you only have big cores, therefore you're not going to be able to manage the power consumption.
Of course.
I think we put those concerns to bed very smoothly when we launched the 9300, and you've seen all the devices over the last year do very, very well, right? So I think it validated our decision. As I was saying in the session with Juan, our team, they understand the software, they understand the applications, they understand what the loads are like, and the Android workloads have shifted, right? Applications have got more sophisticated. What we recognized was, right, that the little cores weren't like up to the job anymore for these kind of devices. Of course, we still use lots of little cores in the other tiers of devices, but when you're in this tier, it kind of made sense.
Of course.
I think we obviously learned a lot by having a year of experience on that. We've obviously fine-tuned that a lot in the 9400. So if you look at the details of the Dimensity 9400 launch, we've certainly changed out one of the big cores. So there's now a Cortex-X95. So you're going to get all of the advantages of that new core from ARM for that single core peak performance where that matters.
Exactly.
But even behind that, we've significantly rejigged the memory architecture. So again, learning what the applications require. So again, the more you can keep on chip and the less you go off chip, it's more efficient for the power consumption. So I think we fine-tuned that a little bit as well in the new architecture. But if you actually look at the Dimensity 9400 architecture, it's not that different to what was in the Dimensity 9300, except for those kind of changes sort of fine-tuned.
But that's the benefit, right?
Yeah.
It's you're more of I'm not going to call it like a maintenance mode, but this is the fine-tuning experience,
exactly.
right? You already got the base, you're moving, you see that it works, you've proven that worked within 12 months, and then now you're moving into fine-tuning, refining, getting that experience to be even better.
And then,
absolutely,
TSMC's 3nm technology, of course, gives us a great platform for which to do that.
No, of course, and it beautifully leading into the 9400 conversation. 24 has been 9300, 9400 plus, 9300 plus and 93. And we saw, obviously, the Samsung conversation, and now we have, obviously, OPPO going in with Vivo.
Yep.
Can you maybe give us a little bit of an insight as far as maybe what the vision is for MediaTek in 2025? What would you love to, if we talked again next year, to be able to say, this is what we're shooting for, and then we could just we check kind of the conversation?
I think we're looking at a few things, right? I think we're going to see, and we're excited to see, more global expansion of these flagship devices from companies like OPPO and Vivo.
Absolutely. Flagship devices, they're top tier devices going global with 9400 out of the box. It's amazing.
So India, Southeast Asia, Europe, I think we're going to see a lot more expansion. So that's exciting because that's going to continue to fuel growth for our flagship business, right?
Absolutely.
Which, we already announced publicly we did $1 billion of revenue in flagship last year, right? That's, out of about 14 billion total, right? It's going to maybe close to double this year. So we're certainly growing.
It certainly looks like it's on that path, yes, for sure.
I think on the experience side, I'm looking forward to this agentic AI capability that we're talking about. And I know that's kind of a term that's just sort of come up recently, but really we're talking about like leveraging the on-chip AI capability to create a smart agent on the device that can process complex requests from the user, right? And take action for you. I think we're going to see more and more of that being deployed as we go through the year, right? So that will be kind of an exciting shift in the use cases for some of these devices, I think. And then of course, you know, we're going to have, you know, new platforms for premium, new platforms in the mainstream. You know, we'll be talking about those as we go through.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, right now we're only talking 9400. That's the 9000 series. Yeah. There are three other bands, basically, the 8, the 7, the 6000.
We're not standing still there either.
No, absolutely.
We're going to have exciting new things coming out on those as well. So you'll see some exciting features, I think, cascading down through the tiers as we go through 25.
I will say this: I've appreciated, and I can say this now because I think. Well, okay, I'll say this. I can't talk too much about the details. Some of the stuff on this device is still technically under embargo, so I can't really give an opinion. But I will say, just look at my face. I do want to say thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure. And again, like I said, it's like talking to my brother. I remember the first time we sat down and how anxious and how kind of like all the little butterflies going on.
You anxious?
So the thing is, as I said, you have such a welcoming environment. And I'm not saying this, I want to be very clear with you guys, that the environment, the entire company's environment is very welcoming. It's open, you're able to talk, you're able to share your opinions and have that conversation without, you know, worrying about like, did I say the wrong thing? Yeah. It's just a chat between friends.
It's very much the DNA of the company.
Absolutely.
It comes from our founder. It's baked into the company.
It is very obvious and very welcoming. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you for saying that. Appreciate it.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions you guys want to know more that I didn't get a chance to cover. Check out Juan's video. There's going to be a link in the description. I'm pointing to him. He's off camera to the left. Make sure to check out his video as well. There's some other things that he got a chance to cover for his patrons as well. But with that being said, like and subscribe as usual. I always end my videos with this. I'll see you guys in the next video. And again, thanks for everybody.
Thanks, TK.
Appreciate it. Bye-bye.